Hello guys and gals of the internet, it's the Sonic Chaos and Telltale Games of YouTube and Twitch TV. Welcome back. Well, what a story that episode 2 of the Walking Dead final season had of Suffer the Children. I think it was not long before or not long after this episode released that Telltale subsequently closed down and obviously, as I've said probably a couple of times, we all know the controversy that surrounded the closure of Telltale Games. Literally, everyone that was employed supposedly was just laid off. Just laid off completely, no pay, no anything. And as a result of that closure, everything Telltale had been working on was just simply subsequently cancelled. And we were 2 episodes in to the final season of The Walking Dead at that point. And there was also The Wolf Among Us Season 2 that had been announced at that year's E3, I believe. And I think a game called Stranger Things was coming out. And I think a 3rd season of Minecraft? I think? I'm not too sure. But yeah, everything got scrapped and cancelled. Which left us as consumers, especially the people that had bought the season. And now I didn't buy the season. Because at the time, I don't even remember what I was doing. That was like 2 years ago. But at the time, I decided to just wait until the whole season was out. Because this was the season I was really excited for. And I have learned my lesson in not to play episodic games in like sequence when they come out. Because Life is Strange taught me that if you do that, you've got agonizing waits for other ones. Because that's how it was back then. So me and Tommy actually kind of initially decided to wait until it had come out, and then play it then. And then that happened. A lot of people that bought the season got screwed. The Telltale employees got screwed, and it was just a really sad situation for everyone involved, to be honest. And for all intents and purposes, Suffer the Children was done. That was it. This was going to be the last Telltale episode ever seen, ever made, and ever released in the public knowledge. Now, I personally think that would have been really sad at that point because they left this game unfinished. You know, and 2 episodes, like the whole episode 3 and 4 were planned. They were planned, they had release dates and everything. And basically they weren't even going to get released. So I think that means the game was not even finished at that point. You know, that's what they planned to release it, but the game wasn't actually done. And then we had a bit of a while to wait, and then we learned, thankfully, that Skybound Entertainment picked up the game and picked up the Telltale employees and finished the game. So kudos to Skybound Entertainment for that. I think that is the same case with The Wolf Among Us, but I'm not sure because I do believe that has been re-announced, as it were. So I think that's coming out because it's going to be on Epic Games exclusive out here. So, yeah, that makes sense. So I assume Skybound are doing it, but they literally saved the game, saved the series, and we get to see how it ended. There were rumors of other investors picking it up, but eventually Skybound landed the game, and it just makes perfect sense that they would do that because I think they were involved with the production of the 1st and 2nd series, I think, and maybe even the 3rd. They maybe have been the whole thing, but obviously it took a while for them to for the whole thing to go through. With Telltale's closure, it probably made it a bit difficult at the time. But yeah, what a story. It was saved, and then obviously a year later, the definitive edition has come out, and that's what we're covering today. And then it took me an extra year to get there because of Project PC and the delays I had and a moving house. So finally, nearing the end of the year 2020, which has been an oddball year in itself, I finally get to do this. So, of course, that's not until maybe
Previously on the
next
Walking
time
Dead,
or the time after when we started, but yeah.
AJ and I had been
It's
searching
basically the same
for a
thing.
long
Anyway,
time
let's get started.
for some place we could call home. Just when we thought we'd found a huge stash of food, it turned out to be a trap.
Pretty much.
That could have been the end.
Discount
I woke
aliens.
and found I'd been saved by a guy named Marlon. The leader of a community, living inside an old boarding school. It felt like a chance at having a home. A real one. We had to go back to the train station to see if any food survived the explosion.
It's amazing that any of it did, to be honest. There was a grenade in
Had
there.
the same idea. I didn't want to risk it. So I let him take some of the food and leave. I found Marlon and Brody in the basement that night, arguing about the man we'd seen, and I learned why Brody was so afraid. The man was part of a group of raiders they'd run into a year ago.
Ah,
Marlon traded
yeah.
Tennessee's older sisters to the raiders to keep himself safe. He attacked Brody and locked me in the basement with her. When she turned, I had to stop her.
Yeah.
Marlon stole AJ's gun and tried to convince them I had murdered Brody. Violet backed me up.
Of course she did.
With everyone against him, the fight went out of Marlon. I told him he could stay, but he couldn't be our leader. But then, Marlon was dead.
AJ was a complete
And
idiot.
AJ pulled the trigger. He remembered what I taught him.
You obviously didn't tell him that...
Always aim for the head.
Yeah, but... You obviously didn't tell him not to shoot a human being unless he was threatened. That skimmed the mind, apparently. I guess, to be fair, there wasn't really a lot of people at this point. You know, the whole world had been overrun by the dead, so... I guess that wasn't really a thing Clementine and AJ had to concern themselves with. It's funny, because why did AJ pull the trigger then, but then not on Abel? Oh, whatever that guy's name is. Is it Abel? I don't remember. I think it might have been Abel. I'm not sure. I don't even know if we were told it or not. But yeah, why would AJ not pull the trigger then, but pull the trigger on Marlon, and he was nowhere near as much of a threat as that guy was? It's just really odd.
Made you some coffee. It was in the kitchen. Tin said I can have some. I didn't steal it.
Fair enough. That's the weak stuff.
I'm surprised you remember how to make it. We haven't had coffee in a long time.
You put it in hot water.
I mean, yeah, that is the basic concept. Yeah.
Last night, with Marlon,
AJ's a smart
I
kid.
heard Lewis and what he called me. Am I a murderer?
Kind of?
No! Oh my god!
Shit! We could get medicine from the nurse's office.
No, he's dead.
The kid blew his brains out.
Yeah.
You shot him. He's dead. You're a murderer. You promised Marlon. You said you'd help him fix things.
That was the idea.
What did you teach this kid?
Lewis called me a murderer.
Well,
But we're supposed to kill bad stuff. Monsters.
Marlon wasn't a
Did I
monster,
do it
dude.
bad? I thought Marlon was bad. He killed Brody. He kept telling lies.
Gotta be honest.
Lewis was right. Sometimes people do bad things, like Marlon did. When you shot him, he wasn't a threat to us anymore.
Yeah.
If you kill someone when they're no longer threatening you, that's murder.
It was probably an accident. I don't think AJ
What are we
meant
gonna
to
do?
do that. Maybe he had it on impulse. Oh, damn it. Gotta be honest with him, though, I guess. But the thing is, I would get it because, like I said,
All of you.
You talked Marlon down, and then they fucking murdered him.
Take AJ, go inside.
Let's go.
He's fine, Scholar Bragg.
Just let them go back to the dorms? What happens the next time one of us does something this kid doesn't like? Should we expect a bullet too?
That's not what happened.
It's exactly what happened. It was over. The little Mr. Trigger Happy decided otherwise.
No, he wouldn't do that. He'd never hurt any of you. It was Marlon threatened us.
Well,
AJ
no.
pointed the gun first.
We get it, Louis. Just back off, okay?
Back off? Seriously?
So like I said though, the thing you could say about AJ is maybe he acted on impulse and thought Clem was threatened, very much like Allison would have done in Tell Me Why.
Well, I think murderers are like monsters, and
You know,
I know what happens to
she thought his
Nothing
their
good.
mom was gonna kill him, and she did that.
Nothing good at all.
AJ, you're not a monster.
No.
They think I am. I wish they didn't.
We're going to fix this. You and me. I'm going to help you atone. Atone? It means make up for what you did wrong. We'll make it all right with the others.
I don't know if they'll be up for that.
Someone help me with this.
Saved you from that car wreck and you fucking murdered him?
Get back, Mitch.
Get back.
Or what? You're gonna let him kill me too? Then who's next? A Sim? Willie?
Haven't enough people died tonight? Brody, Marlon, we can't keep killing each other.
Fuck are you saying that to me after what he did? Screw both of you.
I don't know what AJ saw
What
that
is
we
it?
didn't.
You've killed a lot of people. You murdered your friend Lee, didn't you?
No, no,
You said he
AJ.
was handcuffed. He wasn't a threat.
No, that's totally
So-
different, little dude.
That means you murdered him.
No, no, no. No, no, no.
I killed him.
No, 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 AJ, no, no. This is totally different, little dude. Lee wanted her to do that out of fear of him not being... Oh, they're playing the Season 1 music. Nice. I didn't even notice that because I didn't press pause in the game. No. I know what AJ's trying to say. I get it, but no. No, it's totally different. I don't think AJ intended to kill Marlon at all. I think he must have seen something that maybe some of us didn't. But I don't know, because Marlon only had the gun and then he dropped it. So I really don't know what AJ was thinking there. I don't.
Loved him. I
Yeah,
don't want him to suffer.
How?
and he
He'd be dead.
told us
He
to.
would have turned. I didn't want that for him.
He didn't want it for
He
her.
deserved better.
It's not a day she goes by she doesn't think about him.
I love you, Clem.
Oh,
I love you back.
oh. I'm not blaming AJ. I'm not saying he outright, did something bad. Because I don't think he would. Clem is too good of a teacher for that.
Hey,
But it just doesn't make any sense,
said to
is what
come
I'm
get you
saying.
for it.
It's like it's a bit odd.
Really?
we used to have them more. Then we stopped. It seems right, though. I brought you something.
For me?
I figured you'd be afraid, with everyone all upset. But you were brave last night. Like a firefighter.
No. Firefighters are good. I'm a murderer.
No, you're not. You gotta have a trial.
It's a thin line with this one, isn't
They
it?
decide that stuff in a courtroom. That's how it works. Worked before.
Yeah?
Back then, there were all kinds of rules about who was innocent, who was guilty. It was complicated.
Before doesn't matter anymore. That world is gone.
That's a sad way to look at it.
Clem isn't sad. She's smart.
You sure you don't want
I didn't really want to say it like
You
that.
should keep him, because you're good like him.
You're not bad, AJ. You
If
just made a
Maybe we could
mistake.
play with him later? Together?
Sure. After the funeral. They buried them already. Vile started soon. See you out there.
See, we know accidents happen, but I'm just so confused over what AJ saw. What did he
This is
think
gonna be
he
hard.
saw?
Everyone's going to be upset. We need to show them we care. Okay.
And the reason why I think that is because AJ's line of sight was at Marlon's back. You know, he was behind Marlon at that point. So maybe AJ's vision wasn't really clear, and maybe that's why he did it. I think it's one of the benefit of the doubt situation. Maybe AJ just acted on what he could see at that point. It's so confusing. It really is.
Hey?
Sorry.
Okay.
It's just odd. Like I don't know. And it was funny how he goes, "Oh, you told me to aim for the head. I don't think we instructed you to shoot living people, dude." Do I think it's his fault? Kind of. But maybe he saw something we didn't see. But from our view, it didn't look like Marlon was disarmed and didn't really have any.
No, I like them both.
It's very. Try to be unbiased there, Clem. Yeah, that makes sense, because I think that's what he was trying to do. Do you know what? Now that I've seen that makes a lot of sense. He's trying to protect her because he feels he should do that. I see that. If that is the case, I do see that, I guess.
Ready?
It's just odd because AJ's a smart kid. He's not stupid, and Clem's a great teacher. So I don't know what happened. It's just so confusing to think about it. Because he's not a bad person. He's not like he goes around shooting people. Oh, I'm so confused right now. I'm just so confused. What happened? And it feels.
I did that.
You know what?
Come on.
You know what? Do you know what I'm thinking now? AJ feels bad. He feels absolutely terrible about it. So that doesn't make him evil or a monster at all.
Marlon and Brody were their friends too.
Fuck's sake.
Okay. Yeah,
Oh God, they're here.
AJ definitely
So what?
feels bad
They knew
about it.
Brody, didn't they?
Yeah, but Marlon.
Just leave them alone.
Shit.
Violet, V has got our back. I love that about her.
Why do people have funerals? Tin said they used to have them more if they died. But I don't get it.
Well, to remember people we loved.
They loved Marlon.
Yeah, they did.
I made them all sad.
He was their friend.
Like if someone took you away. Does everyone get a funeral?
People do. Some animals, too.
Yeah.
Even
Everything.
monsters?
Marlon did bad things, but he wasn't a monster.
No.
I know.
And that's how you should look at yourself,
Hey.
AJ.
You ready?
You made a mistake. Doesn't make you a monster either. But it's just really
Good.
confusing
You always
from
said
my
you wanted
point of
to
view,
do
and from probably their point of
So?
view as well.
I drew it for you.
I like Ten's. What was it I said in the last
Marlon
episode? I
is-
love his positive outlook on things. Like he wants
can't.
to be
Not
positive.
for Marlon. After what he did to the twins and Brody,
You didn't even like Brody. You were always mean to her.
No, it's not that.
I can't. Someone else do it.
It's not.
Dude, don't.
Seriously, Lewis? He was your best friend. He wasn't perfect, but he deserved better than to get gunned down by that kid. AJ killed him like it was nothing. We all saw it, and no one stopped him.
You're right.
We
Mitch.
didn't know, actually,
Marlon
to be
didn't
fair.
deserve what AJ did to him.
I know
See-
what I did.
See, that's another thing. Clem wouldn't have let him do it
I
if
know
she
I'm a
saw it.
But I'm
If she
gonna
saw AJ picking up the gun, she would have told him to put it down.
atone it.
Fuck, I can't listen to this.
What I did was bad, and I'm gonna make it up to you. I promise.
You don't have to make up shit. Marlon was a fucking murderer and a liar, and if we'd all asked more questions about Minnie and Sophie disappearing last year, none of this would have happened.
She kind of has a point there.
She's got a point.
Shut up!
I'm with her.
Marlon's fault. Then whose fault was it?
Violet's right. You all share responsibility for what happened to Sophie and Minnie. And to Brody.
And what about Marlon? Who's responsible for that?
I'll take the responsibility for that.
Me.
See
No,
what I
I'll
mean?
take it.
How can any of us trust these fucking people?
To be honest, he's being honest
Listen,
about
we
it.
gotta fucking go. Take a vote. Majority decides.
Yeah.
They stay or they leave.
Yeah, I
Today.
kind of figured they'd do that.
That does seem fair.
Are you serious? It's bullshit.
You're bullshit.
I don't want to leave. But if you all decide we should, we'll go.
Yeah.
Clem,
You heard her, kid. A vote's the only way to settle this, or we'll be arguing forever.
Yeah.
Fine. I guess we're fucking voting.
Lewis needs to vote. Could you go get him? And try to talk to him.
I think
Come on,
10.
Come here, girl.
I think 10 will vote to keep them. Violet will. Mitch won't. Ruby
Could
might
you
not.
guys go wait in the dorm?
Actually, yeah,
I'll come
she's
get you.
gonna be mostly outvoted, isn't she?
please don't kick us out.
Come on, let's go.
See, AJ feels bad about it. Monsters don't. Is that the right word? You know, he wouldn't feel bad if he was a monster, is what I'm saying. So, there's that. Oh man, it's just so messed up. Like, I can't. Other than protecting Clementine, I can't see what he saw that made him do that. Because he's not dumb, he's not stupid, he's not careless. Because Clem's that good of a teacher for him.
Sometimes I don't know the reason why, so I guess I'll keep
You know that scar on her face? It's got me thinking. There's a scenario in season 3 where you learn that Clem lost a finger, and it's if you were on your own from the season 2 ending. I wonder if that would still carry over as well. It's nice attention to detail that they've carried over every experience and put it in this game. This is actually really making the choices you made in the first 3 seasons. It really matters, and you really see the effects of it. And sometimes being questioned by how you play and the decisions you make affect the game, it can be at least a debate sometimes. And you can really feel like, you know, it's a lie when they say that. But now seeing all this, it actually starts to really add up, and you start to see what, like, the progression. I think that's like been one of the advantages of this game. They've been able to do that because it's one big universe that they created for so long.
AJ, stop. You'll break your toe or something.
All the wall.
Come here, sit down.
AJ, stop
No.
it.
It didn't work. I did what you said, and they didn't even care.
He's
I
mad.
know that I was bad, but they don't let me fix it.
AJ, breathe. Remember what we do when we're mad?
Yeah, he's mad. I don't blame him.
Come on. You don't want to be loud, do you? What do we do when we're mad?
Chill, little dude.
We
okay.
stop and think and, I'm still really, really mad. I know that I'm not supposed to get mad or sad because then I do dumb things.
No, it's not that bad.
And you have every reason to be upset. We'll deal with it together, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We stop, we think, and we breathe.
Breathe.
Lee'd be so proud of you. I'm just saying. He'd be so proud of her.
Feel better?
He really
You're
would.
still mad, huh?
Because she's so...
And, I think I'm sad too.
She's so dedicated to AJ for one. And AJ takes everything on board well, like really well too.
I did what you told me to.
Even for all this shit.
I know. You're a good listener.
I wanted to make them all feel better. It didn't work.
Yeah, that's a good kid in my book.
Why'd you tell me to do that if it didn't work?
Gotta keep trying. Yep.
We don't know that it didn't work. They might have voted for us to stay.
I don't know. They seem pretty mad.
Violet was on our side. Maybe she'll persuade the others.
Who's the leader now?
Yeah,
Is it Lewis? Because he was
I don't want to go.
Marlon's friend?
I know you don't.
I like knowing where we are all the time. The bed, the food.
I get that. I
I
understand
like
that.
the other kids. Not all of them, but Tin and Lewis and Violet.
Well, it's only Mitch that's rather really against
We took the
everything.
You have to leave.
Yeah, so who's the
Don't
leader
you
now?
get
I'm
to
assuming
vote?
it's Lewis,
I
right?
vote that we stay.
That's not how it works.
Maybe it should be.
You don't have to like it.
Good, because I don't.
Fine. I get it. We'll learn to live with your decision somehow.
Seriously? That's it? You know this is fucking wrong, and you're not gonna fight it at all?
What's the point? You've already decided.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes, we have.
So fucking stupid.
You said you'd go along with it if we voted
I
for
like
it.
her.
It's
I like her a
bullshit.
lot.
And you'd know it if you weren't so used to burying your head in the sand.
Oh, I'm burying my head in the sand? Hate Marlon all you want, but you can't tell me AJ's in dangerous too.
He's not dangerous, you idiot. If he was, he would have shot all of you. He hasn't done that.
We'll
I
wait
think
for
he
you to
was
pack up
protecting
and
Clem.
Lou's
I
walls
think
where
that
you
his
have
mindset
access
was,
to.
I need to protect her
Make
because
sure
she
you get
feels
the
threatened by
ropes.
him. And to be fair, Marlon was pointing a gun at
It's not a
her in the
lot
first
for things
place.
to die on the way.
We could have happily dumped you outside the gates.
Thanks for making sure that we...
No, don't thank them.
AJ?
It's their fault we gotta leave. They're gonna get rid of us.
Get him under control.
AJ, breathe.
Where's Tin? I gotta say goodbye. He was really upset about the vote, and he's not talking to anybody. It's best to leave him alone when he's like this, but for the record, he wanted you to stay.
Wait. Does AJ still have that gun?
Of course.
Hand it over.
What? You're joking,
Is
right?
this necessary?
Hell yes, it's necessary.
No!
I'm not walking out into the woods with him holding that thing.
Screw
We
you.
already know he knows how to use it.
It's yours, AJ. You should keep it.
Yeah, screw you. You don't need it. They're not your problem,
But I
so
know
why
you
is him holding a gun or not?
Yeah, but you'll need protection outside.
Exactly.
Fine. Let the kid keep the murder weapon.
It's not gonna be your problem, you dick. What's your problem? He can keep the gun. It's not gonna hurt you with it. What do you want to keep it for anyway? It's none of your business. Him holding a gun isn't going to be a problem because you're kicking them out. So there's no reason for AJ to give Lewis the gun.